A plane has crashed in Malta, killing all 5 people on board in the country's worst peacetime air disaster. Maltese officials said French customs officials were among victims on the flight, which was heading for the city of Misrata in Libya. They were tracking people smuggling across the Mediterranean, where Libya's northern coast has become the main launching point for migrant boats. Here are the videos. Edward D. Gaetero, an actor, was on the flight waiting to take off for London when he witnessed the aftermath of the crash. "We were about to take off. Moments before we did, from our windows we could see a massive explosion. At first we had no idea what caused it," he said. "We quickly realized an aircraft had crash-landed. That is when everyone got a bit anxious." Mr. D. Gaetero said everything seemed very normal before the disaster, adding, "There was a second explosion and I thought, oh my god, this is not just a fire. We are all a bit stunned." Another video taken from a car showed the aircraft plummeting at an angle from low altitude, missing nearby houses and roads before exploding into a huge fireball on impact. "We can confirm that the 5 crew on board the aircraft are deceased," a spokesperson for Malta International Airport said. "Our thoughts are with families of people involved in this accident. An investigation is currently ongoing and we are working with all the authorities to provide them with any assistance necessary." She described the incident as an accident upon takeoff. Local reports initially said the twin-propeller Fairchild Metrolier was carrying officials from the EU border agency, Frontex, but a spokesperson later said no staff were on board. Federica Mogherini, the EU Commission Vice President and High Representative for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy, also said no other EU officials were involved, adding, "The flight was not related to any of the EU activities." The Maltese government said the plane was leased to a Luxembourg company and that witnesses reported no explosion before it hit the ground. In pictures, Malta plane crash. The flight was part of a French customs surveillance operation which has been taking place for the past 5 months, with the aim of tracing routes of illicit trafficking of all sorts, including human and drug trafficking amongst others, a statement said. The US-registered plane, number N577MX, last underwent an airworthiness inspection in 2011, according to records held by the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration. An inquiry into the cause of the disaster will be opened by Malta's Bureau of Air Accident Investigation. All departures and arrivals at Malta International Airport were stopped as recovery work continued, with flights diverted to airports on the Italian island of Sicily. The airport was reopened shortly after 11 a.m. local time, but delays and disruption were expected to continue.